What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into Smackdown New Year's Revolution from January the 4th, 2024. The first Smackdown of the new year. Pretty okay show for the most part. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we kick the show off with Roman Reigns. He comes out of his SUV. Kelly Braxton wants to know his thoughts on what The Rock did this past Monday. Roman just laughs at her face, and then we move on from that. Okay, that's fine there. Playing it slow. Keeping it close to the vest. That's always a good thing. First match of the night, Kevin Owens versus Santos Escobar. U.S. title number 1 contender. Finals. Kevin Owens gets the win via the stunner, and Logan Paul was out there on commentary. Post-match, Logan Paul gets on the mic. He berates and belittles Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and whacks him in the head with his cast. And then Kathy Kelly, she tried to have a backstage interview with Logan Paul, but it was interrupted by Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So they decided to bring him, that being Logan, to the trainer's room. And then Kevin Grimes begins to mock Logan Paul. And then Grayson Waller and Kevin Grimes get into a shoving match of some sorts. And then they are pulled apart. So that's fine there. Okay. Moving on from that. Well, no, before we move on from that. Triple H, get Kevin Owens off my fucking television, please. What's he doing there? Please. This guy looks like he's homeless. Like, for real. Kevin Owens looks like he's homeless. I'm not going to hold you guys up. He does. He really does. Moving on from that. Bobby Lashely and the Street Profits, they're out next. They get on the mic. So Lashley said that he didn't have a good 2023 last year. But one of the highlights of that year was teaming up with the Street Profits. And he said their resolution is pretty simple. We're going to fight for and we're going to take everything we deserve in 2024. Montez Ford basically reiterates that and says that we are going to take full advantage of every opportunity when it comes to capturing championship gold. Angelo Dawkins says the same thing. He basically says, Judgment Day, you might need to keep your head on a swivel on Raw. Not only that, but Big Money Bob is heading straight to the top. Then Bobby Lashley then begins to say his own personal goal for 2024 is to become the Almighty again. And he declares himself in the 2024 Royal Rumble. So that was good. Then seconds later, out of nowhere, Karrion Kross appears on the stage along with Scarlett Bordeaux and Paul Ellering. And then out of nowhere, the Authors of Pain, they absolutely beat the fucking shit out of Lashley and company. They destroy them. So they do the Super Collider to Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, that being Akam and Razor. And then Karrion Kross plants Lashley with the pump handle DDT, which is called the Final Prayer. So that was great. So I love this. This is great. Excellent stuff. This gives these guys something to do. Lashley being the babyface is fine here because he was originally a heel for most of last year. So this is fine. I'm very intrigued by this. And I hope that we get promos and a couple matches out of this for a while. Like, we could do at least a good 2 to 3 month feud with these cats involved with, Lashley and his team with Kross and the Authors of Pain. So it's great to see Authors of Pain back. I'm glad that they're back. 3 badass jack guys. So this should be fun. So really good shit there. Next, moving on. Io Sky versus Mia Yim, a.k.a. Michin, for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky wins via the moonsault, which is great. Love it. So it makes sense. Mia Yim is okay. She's all right. But she would be better off in TNA. That's just me. That's just where she fits best. And I think that's what she should have done. Because I don't see her really getting a push anymore. I just don't. And the Good Brothers, I'm ready for them to go. Get them the fuck off my television as well. Please, Triple H. Please. Moving on. So, Bayley is a lady that Io Sky retained tonight. Io says that her era will never end. Bayley feels the same way about her plan. She said that the Kabuki Warriors are next in line for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Bayley will win the Rumble. So Bianca Belair interrupts. Bianca says she's going to be entering the Royal Rumble. She's going to win the match for a second year in a row. And in the Io era at WrestleMania. So Dakota Kai tells Bayley that she needs to take care of Bianca if she's the leader. And I'm just like, why in the hell didn't you guys just jump her? It was literally 5-on-1. She was there by herself. Why didn't you jump Bianca? I mean, this is fine, but still, you could have jumped Bianca. It's interesting to see where this goes, I guess. It's almost like we see Bianca and Bayley almost every other week, and that's not good. It really isn't good. So, I don't know, but it is what it is, I guess. But they should have really beaten the shit out of Bianca. That's what I would have done if I would have booked it. Next, Paul Heyman, he gets on the mic. He's in a backstage interview. And he basically just says that The Rock dropped Roman Reigns' name because The Rock wants to sit at the head of the table. He has to be invited first. He has to be invited to a dinner of relevancy. The Rock has not been invited, nor will he be, because The Rock, just like everybody else, he's looking for a shortcut to the headlines. There's only two ways in this world to going viral. One, date Taylor Swift, and the other one is call out Roman Reigns. And then Paul runs down all the guys that Roman's beaten so far. John Cena, Brock, Cody. And then he mentions CM Punk. He says that Cody Rhodes is still trying to finish his damn story. CM Punk comes back to the WWE after 10 years. He welcomes CM Punk back. He says that CM Punk was the original Paul Heyman guy until he upgraded from a best friend to an advocate, then upgraded again to a wise man, which was awesome. I love that line. And then he says that Roman's going to smash everyone at the Rumble and at Mania. So he says there's not a man on the face of the planet that can beat Roman Reigns. Great stuff. Loved it. Next, Pretty Deadly versus British Strong Style, which is Pete Dunne, a.k.a. Butch, and Tyler Bate. So Butch and Tyler Bate get the win. It's fine. I'm glad that Tyler Bate's on the main roster. He should have been there years ago. He spent 6 years in NXT. Way too long. Way too long. Tyler Bate really should have been on NXT. I want to say, on the main roster maybe a good 3 years ago. Like during the pandemic. That would have been fine too. But damn. Again, this is fine. Again, I'm not too much of a fan of Tyler Bate nor Pete Dunne anymore. But it is what it is. It gives them something to do. It's like the Smackdown version of DIY. So, I guess I'm okay with it. But when it comes to the tag team titles, they need to split those tag team titles quick, fast, in a hurry, because you have too many good teams on SmackDown. You got British Strong Style, you've got AOP, you've got the Street Profits, you've got Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. You also have Enzo Garza and Humberto Carrillo. So you got a really good stacked tag division, which is great. So they need to really drop the tag titles, that being Judgment Day, very, very soon. At the Rumble, it has to happen, and then after that, they need to go ahead and split up the tag titles. It's just time. Like, the tag division on both Raw and SmackDown is stacked, if we're being honest. Next, we see an interesting segment involving Ashanti the Adonis. He's talking to Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis doesn't know where he belongs. Ashanti the Adonis doesn't know where he belongs on SmackDown on the Blue brand. He said that he's hungry and he wants an opportunity. So Nick Aldis says he's got some ideas that could help Ashanti the Adonis, and that he might want to hear. So this is great. I like this. At least he's getting a second chance. So I'm guessing they pretty much ended the whole B-Fab joining Bobby Lashely and the Street Profits. That could happen. That could still happen. I don't know when, don't know where, but that could still happen. But I think B-Fab's strong point and strong suit would have her be on the mic, honestly. Her wrestling ability is not that good, and it shows. And I do think that it would be very wise for her to be the mouthpiece of Bobby Lashley's faction. And you could also have Tez also be the mouthpiece as well, instead of having Bobby Lashely in that spot. But I feel like Bobby Lashely he's okay. He's a serviceable promo. He is. He's gotten better over the years and stuff. But I just think that's not his strong suit. I think that the strong suit would be Montez Ford and B-Fab. And that's really where B-Fab's strong suit is being good on the mic. She is charismatic on the mic. So I do think if Triple H decides to use her, then just use her. You know, change up her look a little bit and everything. Give her a new name and everything else. And introduce her to the group. I think that would be great. Because I do think that the AOP, Karrion Kross, AOP, and Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits feud, that's going to span some time. So, you know, it's great. It's really, really great. So, hopefully something good can come out of that. Hopefully. The main event of the evening. Triple threat. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight. All three guys got vignettes all throughout the night, which was great. Triple threat match was solid. I enjoyed it. So the finish was basically when AJ Styles hit the springboard 450. Then Orton hit an RKO. LA Knight pulled out the referee out of the ring and all that. And then all three of them were laid out. Then Roman, Solo, and Jimmy, they come out and they absolutely destroy all three guys. Spears, Samoan spikes, Uso splashes, super kicks everywhere. They just beat the absolute shit out of them. It was great. Nick Aldis was out there. He was out there pacing around, just looking stoic and cool as ever. And Roman was celebrating in the ring and everything else. And basically, Nick Aldis, he grabs Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman shoos him away, says, don't touch me, don't touch me. He touches him again and says, hey, look, after what Roman did, he's going to have to face all three guys at the Rumble. So it's going to be a fatal four-way. Roman Reigns, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton. This, to me, is fine, even though I'm not a fan of multi-person matches. I'm just not. But it's fine. I get where they're going with this. It makes the most sense, if we're being honest. Again, this gives all these guys something to do. AJ Styles just got back, so he's still hot and fresh. Same thing with Randy. He just got back, same thing, hot and fresh as well. LA Knight's just been beaten to death. So why not do a fatal four-way? I guess that's the best and only option, if we're being honest. And it gets everybody on the show anyway. So, there's that. But this is fine. Smackdown overall was okay for the most part. It was pretty decent. It was decent. It wasn't, great or anything like that, but it was decent. It was very, very serviceable. It progressed a lot of stories. I hate they didn't do anything with Rock and Roman, but I guess they're going to slowly build towards that, which is great. I loved how Roman just, laughed it off. Like, nah, I'm not taking my cousin serious at all and everything else. So that's great. Paul Heyman, same thing. So that's good there. So that was enjoyable. The matches themselves were so-so. They were okay for the most part. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.